Good morning. I took a day off of work today, getting towards the end of the school year. Just took a personal day, and it's gardening day right up until the possible thunder and lightning storms come. So a lot of the things that we kind of left for our pollinators have finished blossoming. The kale, the rutabaga, that kinds of things, cutting those out, feeding them to the chickens. The tomatoes and peppers need to go in the garden. Peppers are getting way too big and starting to grow peppers on them. And our tomatoes that are left to plant are looking very sad. Got a whole bunch of chicken snacks here. All right, I think I've got 3, maybe 4 tomato plants yet to go in. So these are 3 Romas. They look very sad. They should have been in the ground a little while ago, but life gets in the way of your plans often. So you all with me will see over time how these sad plants turn into absolutely gorgeous tomato plants once we get them in the soil where they can get what they need. This is kind of a tough decision. This is the second year for this garden space. We have 4 long beds going along it with narrow pathways in between. We have a lot of volunteer radishes, which I'd like to keep just to let to blossom, but I need the planting space, so I have to decide, am I taking out all of these or am I taking out all of these? Deciding factor for me is my tomatoes, the first round of tomatoes I planted over here, are going to start to get crowded by these, and that can, if the leaves don't get to dry on the tomatoes, that can lead to more disease. So this is the one that's coming out, and peppers are going in. I may leave just a few here and there, just to let to blossom, to draw in our beneficial insects and our pollinators and all of those things, but a lot of these are going in with the chickens for them to either eat or stir into the deep bedding for compost. Starting this bed with some of our sweet peppers. Favorite from last year, a jalapeno, flavor of a jalapeno without the spice. Favorite from 2 years ago, which remains a favorite, but that's when we added it, Pippin Golden Honey. These rarely make it into the house because I just eat them in the garden. They're really sweet. I have found this type of pepper seems to need a little more support than others. I'm going to try a Fleur de Weave on both my determinate tomatoes and my peppers this year, so I'll be demonstrating that as we get a little bit of growth on. We also have 3 sweet banana peppers and 1 shishito. Past couple years I have over shishitoed us. I have planted way too many. They're super prolific to the point where we ended up wasting a lot, so we're scaling it back to 1 this year. just checked the radar. There's storms supposed to be coming through today, but it looks like they're going to miss us. But the wind periodically picks up, and it very much feels like it wants to storm, which will not be a bad thing once I have these in the ground. Look at all those worms. So exciting. All right, this is something I learned from Roots and Refuge. They do this with tomatoes. I experimented it with peppers one year. Every kind of pepper, one got an egg, one didn't. There was a huge difference. So however many eggs I have now available will go in with the plant. Are you supposed to be in there right now, ma'am? Nala somehow let herself into the chicken run. Okay, come on, honey. Nala girl, come on. Nala girl, out. Good girl. These first two plants in this row are German pink tomato plants. They were planted about 3 weeks ago. They're doing wonderfully. Now I haven't had time to get all my plants in at one time. I had a couple that I decided I wasn't going to plant, and I want to show you what that looks like. Here is the same German pink tomato plant that just hasn't gotten in the ground yet. Essentially they were planted at the same time. It's gotten very long and leggy. Leaves are a little bit brown. I've been stripping off the leaves as they've started to get sad looking towards the bottom. I'm going to do an experiment. Let's put this in the ground, strip off the brown leaves, bury all of that stem, and see how it progresses once it gets out of this little pot and into the soil. Now, this looks like I'm going to have almost 18 inches of stem that needs to be buried. So I just kind of have to be strategic on where I start digging. Let's see. I need to dig a fairly deep hole for the root ball, but then I'm also going to dig a trench for this to lay down in. And we're going to bury probably all the way up to here.